You are the master of your fate. Let's begin. I see you. The moment you are finally alone, the door closes and the performance ends. The smile you held for your colleagues, it vanishes. The enthusiastic tone you used on that call, it falls away. The carefully curated version of yourself you presented to the world, it leaves nothing but a hollow man in its wake. You slump into a chair, not just tired in your body. You are tired in your soul. This is a different kind of exhaustion. A deep, soul-level sigh escapes you. It is the sound of a spirit straining under a weight it was never meant to carry. Let me be clear. You are not lazy. You are not weak. You are exhausted from the performance, from the constant, grinding pressure to curate your life, to measure your words, to sell a version of yourself you're not even sure you believe in anymore. You are pouring your energy into a leaky vessel, and you can feel the emptiness growing. That feeling, that profound weariness, it is not a character flaw. It is a warning signal from the deepest, most authentic part of you. It is your truth, screaming to be heard over the noise of the act. And today, we are going to answer it. You believe this exhaustion is the price of success. You have been told that this performance is the necessary cost of admission to a meaningful life. I am here to tell you that is a lie, a seductive, dangerous lie that has drained more brilliant men and women of their spirit than any outright failure ever could. This is not a lesson in better time management. You cannot schedule your way out of a spiritual crisis. This is not a lecture on self-care that tells you to meditate for 10 minutes so you can return to the same prison slightly more relaxed. This is a lesson in soul management, in the reclamation of your own energy. I am going to show you the true source of this drain. It is not your work ethic. It is not your ambition. It is a fundamental disconnect between the role you are playing and the purpose you were built for. We will dissect the 3 specific lies that keep you chained to this stage, believing there is no other way. We will expose them for the weak, fearful notions they are, and then we will return to the one principle that has the power to set you free, the same principle that guided every great achievement I witnessed from men like Carnegie and Edison. It is not a complex secret. It is your definite chief aim, your purpose. When you are aligned with it, the performance ends and the mission begins. Your energy is no longer spent, it is invested. Before we are finished, I will not just give you a philosophy. I will give you a simple, daily practice, a moment of ruthless honesty you will have with yourself each evening. This is not about positive thinking. This is about truth-telling. It is the tool that will reconnect you to your authentic power, that will silence the noise of expectation and transform this exhausting performance into a genuine, purposeful mission. The curtain is coming down on the old act. It is time to step into your true power. This fatigue you feel, it is not in your muscles. It is not the honest weariness that comes from a day of building, of creating, of moving a grand purpose forward. That kind of tiredness is a reward. It comes with a deep, quiet satisfaction. It is the fatigue of the farmer who sees the first shoots of green breaking through the soil he tilled. No, what you are feeling is something else entirely. It is a spiritual friction, a constant grating hum of dissonance. It is the exhaustion of an actor who has been playing a role for so long he has forgotten his own name backstage. Every single time you force a laugh when you feel no joy, you create a tiny fracture in your integrity. Every time you nod in agreement when your soul screams in disagreement, you pour a cup of your energy onto the ground. Every time you promise something your heart knows you cannot deliver, simply to win a moment's approval, you mortgage a piece of your self-respect. You are pouring your priceless creative energy, the very force that could build empires, into a leaky vessel. You are trying to fill a cistern with a crack in its foundation. You will pour and pour and pour, and you will always feel empty. You are building a magnificent monument for others to admire, while you yourself are left homeless, shivering outside its cold marble walls. This performance is the most expensive investment you will ever make, and the dividend is despair. You are paying with your soul for applause that fades before the echo has even died in the room. I saw this with men of great potential who never achieved it. They became experts in the caricature of success, and in the process, they lost the genius of their authentic self. They traded a legacy for a likeness. Do not think this is a small matter. This is the central battle of your life, the battle between the man you are and the role you are playing. The exhaustion is your spirit's way of telling you that the battle is raging and that it is losing. It is a warning you cannot afford to ignore. This performance did not begin in a day. It was a slow, insidious construction, a prison built brick by brick, with each brick being a lie you were told, or worse, a lie you told yourself. These lies are the warden of your exhaustion. They hold the key to your cell, and they whisper to you that you must stay inside for your own good. It is time to silence the whisper. It is time to expose the warden. There are 3 primary lies. The first lie: they need me to be this person. You have convinced yourself that your value to others, your clients, your colleagues, your friends, even your family, is contingent upon you being perpetually agreeable, endlessly available, and constantly likable. You believe that to be the rock for others, you must be made of clay that can be molded to their every expectation. This is a seductive poison because it dresses itself in the noble clothes of duty and service. But let me be clear, there is no duty to your own annihilation. There is no service in your own erasure. The men I knew who commanded genuine respect, the Carnegies, the Edisons, were not always liked. They were not always agreeable, but they were always authentic to their purpose. People are not drawn to a reflection of their own expectations. They are magnetized by the unwavering power of a man who knows who he is and what he stands for. Respect is drawn from authenticity, not appeasement. Your fractured, performing self does not serve them, it only deceives them, and it absolutely destroys you. The second lie: this performance is the price of success. You have confused achievement with approval. You have been sold the notion that the path to your goals is paved with networking events you dread, conversations that drain you, and a persona that feels like a cheap suit 2 sizes too small. You are trading your sovereign self for a handful of applause. You are sacrificing the oak tree you are meant to become for the firewood you think they want you to be. I tell you, success that requires you to be someone else is not success. It is the most exquisite, the most gilded form of failure. It is a hollow victory that rings with the silence of your own absence. The only sustainable success, the only success that will fill your soul and not just your bank account, is success that is born from the expression of your genuine talents, your real thoughts, and your true character. Any other version is a counterfeit, and you will feel the weight of that forgery every single day. The third lie: the real me isn't good enough. This is the root. This is the taproot of the entire poisonous tree. The quiet, insidious fear that your authentic thoughts are not clever enough, that your quiet nature is not charismatic enough, that your true passions are not impressive or profitable enough. So you believe you must put on a mask, you must amplify, you must invent, you must perform. And I tell you, a mask, when worn too long, grafts to the skin. It becomes a prison of your own making. You look in the mirror and see only the mask, and you forget the face that lies beneath it. You become terrified to remove it for fear that there is nothing left. This lie is the greatest fraud ever perpetrated against the human spirit. Your authentic self, with all its perceived flaws and quiet power, is not only good enough, it is the only thing you have that is of any real value to anyone. It is the source of your unique genius. It is the seat of your true power. To hide it is to smother your own flame and then to wonder why you are left in the dark. You have been lost at sea, buffeted by every wave of opinion, every wind of expectation. You have been trying to navigate by the stars in other people's skies. It is no wonder you are exhausted. A ship with no destination uses all its fuel, fighting the current, going nowhere. Your performance has no script. That is why it is so utterly draining. You are making it up moment by moment, desperately trying to guess what the audience wants to see, hoping for a sliver of approval. It is a desperate, reactive dance to a tune you cannot even hear clearly. Your definite chief aim is your anchor. It is your charted course. It is the script, written in your own hand, for the only production that will ever truly matter, the living of your life. When you are connected to a purpose so clear, so burning, that you can feel it in your bones, everything changes. Every action, every conversation, every decision is suddenly measured against one simple, powerful question: does this serve my purpose? If the answer is yes, you engage with a power you did not know you possessed. The interaction is no longer a performance, it is a mission. You are no longer a supplicant seeking approval. You are a force of nature, aligned with a greater law. The energy you expend is invested, not wasted. It returns to you tenfold. If the answer is no, you are granted the divine right to decline, to step away, to remain silent. No lengthy explanation is needed. No apology is required. Your purpose becomes your permission to protect your energy, to guard your time, to be ruthlessly efficient with your life. It is the ultimate filter for the noise of the world. This is what I witnessed in every great achiever. They were not always the most talented, but they were always the most focused. Their definite chief aim was the lens that concentrated their scattered energies into a laser beam capable of cutting through steel. They did not need to perform, being important, they were too busy being important. The work itself commanded the respect they never had to beg for. Your purpose is not some vague, distant dream. It is the practical, daily governor of your energy. It is the cure for the fatigue of choice. It is the end of the performance because, finally, you have something real to do. Understanding the poison is not enough. Knowing the antidote is not enough. You can hold the map to the treasure in your hands, but if you do not take the first step, you will die of thirst standing on the riverbank. This transformation from actor to architect will not happen by accident. It will not happen by wishful thinking. It will happen through a conscious, deliberate, and daily practice of realignment. You must become a ruthless guardian of your own energy, a vigilant sentry at the gates of your own mind. Every single day, the world will try to pull you off course. It will offer you new roles to play, new masks to wear, new applause to chase. Without a system, you will drift. Without a practice, you will forget. You will wake up one day and find yourself back on the stage, mouthing lines you do not believe, wondering how you got there again. This is why you need a ritual, not a complex one. A simple, powerful, and non-negotiable one. This is not about adding another task to your already burdened list. This is about installing a new operating system for your life. It is about creating a moment of stark, uncompromising truth in a world that runs on fiction. This practice is your tuning fork. Strike it each day, and it will bring you back to your true frequency. It will silence the static of expectation and allow you to hear the clear, strong signal of your own purpose. It is the difference between being a ship tossed by the waves and being the captain who charts the course. The storms will still come. The waves will still rise. But you will no longer be fighting the current, you will be using it. You will be moving with power and intention toward a destination of your own choosing. This is the beginning of the end of the performance. This is where you take back your power. Before you reach for the phone, before you let the world's agenda flood your mind through a screen, before you speak a single word to anyone else, you must first speak to yourself. You must plant your flag on the territory of your own day. You must claim it for your purpose before the world claims it for its own. This is not a passive meditation. This is an active declaration of intent. You will go to a quiet place. It does not need to be a sanctuary. A corner of your kitchen before the house wakes will do. The location is not what matters. The action is what matters. You will take out the written statement of your definite chief aim. You will hold it in your hands, and you will read it aloud. Read it to the walls. Read it to the silence. Read it to the part of you that is still asleep, that is still tempted to pick up the old masks. Let your own voice, stating your own truth, be the first and most important sound you hear each day. This is not an affirmation. This is not a wish. This is a command. You are not hoping for something to happen. You are announcing what will happen, because you will make it so. You are the general briefing his own spirit before the battle of the day. You are reminding yourself of who you are and what you are here to do. You are setting the standard against which every single incoming demand, every interruption, every potential distraction will be measured. This act, this simple 60-second declaration, is your anchor. It is the weight that will hold you fast when the storms of other people's demands try to sweep you out to sea. It will make the world's noise less compelling, because your own signal is now the strongest one in the room. It is the most important meeting you will have all day, and you are the only one who needs to be there. The day is done, the noise has faded, but the work is not finished. The most crucial work begins now, in the quiet. This is not a time for self-congratulation or self-flagellation. This is a time for intelligence gathering. You are a strategist reviewing the day's campaign, not a critic reviewing a performance. You will take a notebook. You will ask yourself 2 questions, and you will write down the answers with brutal, unflinching honesty. No one will ever see this but you. This is a covenant of truth between you and your soul. The first question: today, where did I perform? Where did you feel that familiar friction, that subtle draining of your spirit? Where did you say yes with your mouth when your soul screamed no? Was it in that meeting where you agreed to a pointless task to avoid conflict? Was it in that conversation where you laughed at a joke that offended you just to belong? Was it the moment you exaggerated your progress to appear more impressive? Pinpoint it. Name the event. Do not justify it. Do not explain it away. Simply identify the fracture. This is not about shame. This is about reconnaissance. You are mapping the enemy's territory, the territory of your own inauthenticity. The second question: Where did I act with purpose? Where did you feel a surge of alignment? Where did an action, even a difficult one, feel right and powerful because it was in harmony with your definite chief aim? Was it when you set a firm boundary to protect your focus? Was it when you spoke a difficult truth because it needed to be said? Was it the hour you spent in deep, meaningful work, ignoring the pull of distraction? Locate that moment. Acknowledge its power. This is how you identify your strengths. This is how you discover the actions that not only move you forward, but fill you with the energy to keep going. You are to observe these answers. Study them like a scientist studying data. This is not a diary of feelings, it is a logbook from the front lines of your own life. This daily audit is the mechanism that closes the gap. It shines a light on the distance between the man you are and the man you are becoming. And with that light, you can begin to walk. From your evening audit, a pattern will emerge. It will become painfully, gloriously clear that a staggering amount of your precious energy is being siphoned off, not by your purpose, but by the non-essential, the ghost meetings that could have been an email, the circular conversations that solved nothing, the social obligations you attended out of a faint, lingering fear of what people might think if you did not. You will see that your path to power is not paved by adding more tasks, more hustle, more performance. It is cleared by the courageous act of subtraction. This is the most overlooked principle of achievement, the power of a strategic no. Most men believe that willpower is about forcing themselves to do more. I tell you, true willpower is the strength to stop, to eliminate, to cut out the dead weight that is pulling you beneath the waves. Every yes you utter to something that does not serve your aim is a no to your own potential. It is a treason you commit against your own destiny. This requires a courage that is far greater than the courage of action. It is the courage of inaction, the courage to be misunderstood, the courage to let someone else's opinion of you die so that your authentic self can live. You must become a ruthless editor of your own life story, cutting out the subplots that go nowhere, the characters that add nothing, the scenes that drain the drama from your central theme. When you subtract the inessential, you are not creating emptiness, you are creating space. And in that space, a miraculous thing happens. Your authentic energy returns, your focus sharpens, your creativity, which was once scattered across a dozen trivial pursuits, now concentrates into a beam of pure fire. You will find that a single hour of work aligned with your purpose is more productive, more fulfilling than a week of performing for the wrong audience. This is what I learned from men like Ford. He did not succeed by making every type of automobile. He succeeded by focusing on one. He subtracted the unnecessary models, the unnecessary features, the unnecessary complexity. He applied a ruthless simplicity to his aim. You must do the same with your time, your relationships, and your energy. Do not ask, what more can I do? Ask, what can I remove? The answer to that question will set you free. For your entire life, you have been handed the wrong measuring stick. You have been taught to measure your days by the yardstick of external validation. Did they like me? Was I impressive? Did I get the applause? This is like a farmer measuring his success by the compliments he gets on his overalls, instead of the harvest he brings in from the field. It is a catastrophic error that will leave you starving. It is time to break that faulty tool and take up a new one. Your new metric, the only one that matters, is a simple internal question. Did this action, this conversation, this decision leave me feeling energized or depleted? Your inner feeling is not some fuzzy new age concept. It is your biological and spiritual compass. It is the most sophisticated guidance system ever created. When you are in alignment with your purpose, when you are acting from your authentic self, you will feel a surge of power. It might be a quiet confidence. It might be a fierce determination. It might be a deep, resonant peace. It is energy. It is fuel. When you are performing, when you are out of alignment, you will feel a drain, a heaviness, a nagging sense of dissonance. That is your compass telling you that you are moving off course. It is not a feeling to be numbed with distraction or caffeine. It is data, critical data. Stop asking, did they like me? Start asking, did I move my purpose forward? Stop wondering, was I impressive? Start evaluating, was that effort impactful? Your compass does not care about applause. It cares about direction. It points unerringly toward your north. This week, I want you to conduct a simple experiment. At the end of every significant interaction or task, pause for just 5 seconds. Place your hand on your chest, feel your own heartbeat, and ask that one question. energized, or depleted. Do not analyze it, just feel the answer. You will begin to see a map of your life emerge. You will see the activities and the people that are ports where you can refuel. And you will identify the ones that are storms, tearing your sails and pulling you off course. Trust this map more than you trust any compliment, any title, any external marker of success. This is the map that leads home to yourself. You were never meant to do this alone. This path from performer to purpose-driven man is not a solitary pilgrimage. The greatest error a thinking man can make is to believe his own mind is sufficient for all things. I learned from my study of great achievements that they are almost never the product of a single mind. They are the offspring of a coordinated alliance of minds. This is the principle of the mastermind. And for your authentic self to survive and thrive, it requires this same alliance. But understand this clearly. A true mastermind is not a networking group. It is not a collection of contacts you perform for. It is a sacred council of the few, the very few, to whom you do not have to perform, ever. These are the individuals with whom you can speak your purpose aloud, your raw and unvarnished aim, without the faintest fear of it sounding foolish, too ambitious, or too small. In their presence, you can practice being your real self. Your hesitations, your doubts, your wildest visions, all of it can be laid on the table without the need to dress it up or justify it. They are the guardians of your truth when you are in danger of forgetting it. They are the mirror that reflects your power back to you when you can only see your weakness. This alliance is your proving ground for authenticity. It is the safe house where your spirit can recuperate from the performances of the world. Within it, you will find the courage to subtract the inessential because they will affirm the power of your purpose. You will learn to trust your new metric of energy because they will help you calibrate it. They are not there to agree with you on everything. They are there to challenge you in the direction of your aim, to hold your feet to the fire of your own declared purpose, with a spirit of absolute belief in your potential. Seek out these people. They are rare. You may only find 2 or 3 in a lifetime, but when you do, cultivate those relationships with the intensity of a man cultivating his own garden. Protect them. Invest in them. For in that coordinated alliance of authentic minds, you will find a source of power so profound it will make the hollow applause of the crowd sound like the faintest whisper. You will no longer need to perform for the many because you are building something real with the few. And that is how empires, external and internal, are truly built. The world does not need another performer. It is sick to death of them. It is drowning in the curated, the polished, the artificial. It is exhausted by the echo. What the world needs, what it is starving for, is you, your authentic mind, your unique vision, your unnegotiable purpose, not the version you think will be palatable, not the shadow that asks for permission to exist. The full, unapologetic, and powerful truth of who you are and what you were placed on this earth to build. That exhaustion you feel is not your enemy. It is your ally. It is the death rattle of the false self. It is the final desperate protest of a persona that knows its time is over, begging to be released from the role it never wanted to play. It is the pain of a muscle that has atrophied from disuse, the muscle of your own spirit finally being called upon to bear its true weight. Let the old performance die. Do not mourn it. It was a prison of your own making, and you have been given the key. The energy you seek will not be found in a better performance. It will not be found in a new strategy for managing the same old lies. It will be found in the courageous, the quiet, the revolutionary decision to stop performing altogether. Step out of the spotlight you never asked for. Let it go dark, and step into the power you were born with. The power of a man who knows who he is, what he wants, and where he is going. A man who measures his life not by the noise of the crowd, but by the silent, steadfast compass of his own purpose. That is where your energy is. That is where your power is. That is where your life begins. Now, go and build something real. Key takeaways and action steps. Let us be crystal clear. This is not a philosophy to be admired. It is a tool to be used. Your freedom depends on what you do in the next 24 hours, not on what you remember. The core truth. Your exhaustion is a spiritual signal. It is the direct result of a life spent performing for an audience instead of building for a purpose. It is the cost of living out of alignment with your definite chief aim, the shift. You must move from seeking external approval to executing your internal purpose. Your new currency is energy, not applause. Your new filter for every decision is a simple question. Does this serve my aim? The assignment, the daily alignment check. This is your non-negotiable practice, your lifeline back to yourself. 1. The morning declaration. Before you touch a phone, before you speak to anyone, you will go to a quiet place. You will take out your written definite chief aim. You will read it aloud. You will plant the flag of your purpose on the day before the world has a chance to claim it. This takes 60 seconds. It sets your course. 2. The evening audit. At the end of the day, with a notebook, you will ask and answer 2 questions with brutal honesty. Where did I perform today? Where did I say yes when my soul said no? Where did I act with purpose? Where did I feel aligned and powerful? This is not a diary. It is reconnaissance. You are gathering intelligence on your own life. 3. The courageous act of subtraction. Based on your audit, you will make one decision for tomorrow. You will cancel one non-essential meeting. You will decline one draining invitation. You will silence one notification. You will protect 1 hour for purposeful work. Your mission is to subtract the inessential to make space for the profound. Your transformation begins not with a grand gesture, but with this daily discipline. This is how you close the gap. This is how you silence the performance and let your true voice be heard. Now, the choice is yours. The curtain is waiting to fall. Will you give it the command?
Remember, your success begins the moment you decide to act.